Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Enjoy! Get your comb and use a farthest end so that you can be able to really nicely cut through the hair. When it comes to drawing, or rather separating the hair, you need to ensure that you do your best. Don't overthink it, just take your time, make it as straight as possible, especially for the parts that you don't really see. Ensure that you do your best, and as you continue to practice, they become straighter and straighter. So from this particular style, we're going to be separating the hair, following the front part and then leading it all the way down to the back, because we want to have specifically 4 flat twists. So as you can see, I'm just really taking my time. You can also use your hands to try and feel where the line is going to separate the hair, but the key here is to just take your time and not give yourself a lot of pressure to ensure that it comes perfect. Now, also ensure that you have your mirror close to you so that you can be checking. I was having my mirror on my right side and I kept checking, especially the front part, to see how it was going. Now we're going to separate the rest of the hair into 3 strand twists just to get it out of the way. You can use clips, you can use hair bands, whatever you want to, but sometimes when I'm doing my wash days, I don't want to spend a lot of time looking for things, so I just usually do 3 strand twists. Next up, you want to spray your hair with a little bit of water, not a lot, no isikuwe overwhelmed, but just a little bit, and then work in the water. You want it to really become moisturized and light so that when it comes to tangling, it's easier. Detangle. So you want to separate your hair into 2 small sizes. One you will use to hold it with one hand. I was using at this time my right hand, and then the other you will use to bring the hair over and under to the other one. So that's it. You separate with one hand, the other one pinches, then the one that is free takes the hair that has been pinched by the other side and brings it over, and the process continues. Pinch, separate, bring it over, bring it under to the other one, then you separate, you pinch, you bring it over. After you've continued to pinch, you bring it over and you hold with the other one. You separate, you pinch, you separate nicely, you bring it over, and it continues like that. As you can see, I just keep on doing the same thing over and over again. You pinch, you separate with one hand. The hand that separates is the hand that brings it over and under to the other hand. You separate, you pinch, ensure you've separated well, and then again you hold it with the other hand. You separate it, you pinch, you bring it over with the free hand, and you bring it under to the hand for it to pinch. You separate it, you pinch it with the other hand, and you ensure you've separated it well, and then with the free hand you bring it over the other hand and under. So the process continues like that. It's just as simple as that. Now it will take a bit more practice and you can continue to work on it, especially on the grip. The grip is sometimes where it's at, so ensure you just keep on working at it and don't get discouraged. Like I said, you just continue like that. You pinch, you separate it with one hand, and then you bring it over and under to the other hand. You separate it, you pinch, you bring it over under to the other hand, and you continue like that. So literally one hand is for pinching and holding, and the other hand is for separating the one that you're pinching and holding and ensuring it's very crisp, and then taking the one from behind the other hand and bringing it over and under. Yeah, so we're just going to continue doing that for all the other flat twists until it becomes like this one. As you can see, it's starting to be very defined and looking very organized. Concerning how it should be very even and very even, what you do is you just use your hands to feel and measure. Moving on. You continue to the next segment of your hair. Don't undo all of the other matutas, just undo the ones that you need, and then we continue to create a very straight line, as straight as possible. Again, no pressure, take your time and do it well. Use your mirror to ensure that it's clear and it's just the way you want it to. Especially in the front line, it's very important you get it as clear as possible because that is where it will be seen most of the time. Try as much as possible to ensure that the line at the back is also straight. Do your best, use your fingers because you can't quite always tell, but the more you do it, the better you get at it. If there's any remainder of the hair that you didn't use, ensure that you put it back into 3-strand twist so that it doesn't destroy your line and it also doesn't annoy you when you're in the middle of a flat twist and then you have to do it all over again. Then we go back to, again, this is very important, ensure you moisturize your hair, ensure you really detangle, because as you will see when we continue, it will be bringing that very sleek, clean and well done hair. Then we go back to the flat twist. Again, with one hand you are pinching and holding, and with the other hand you're using it to bring the hair back to this first hand. It's the same procedure. The more you do it, the better you get at it, and also the more you do it, the more you don't really even need to think about it. It becomes like second nature. So don't give up on yourself. You separate, you bring it over, and then you pinch. Again, you separate, you bring it over and under, and then you pinch and hold. My left hand is actually holding 2 strands of hair. It's holding the hair that you don't want it to unravel, and it's also holding the hair that it's pinching. Again, the more you do it, the easier it becomes like second nature. So you separate with the free hand, and then you use the free hand to bring it under and over so that the other hand can pinch, and this continues over and over again until you're able to finish the complete line. We are almost done, so we're only remaining with 2 more lines, and the process continues. You separate your hair using the sharp end of the comb, and you ensure that the line is as straight as possible, especially at the place where all the lines meet. That is the place where the money is at. So ensure that you really ensure that the lines are very clean, they're very orderly, and you've done your best. The more you do it, the better you get at it. And then for the remainder of the flat twist that you still haven't done, put it back into 3-strand twist or 2-strand. I usually use 3 because it's tighter. Then go back and do the 3rd flat twist. Moisturize your hair with very little water, don't use too much. Detangle with a white tooth comb, not the sharp, not the other end, the one that is very wide, and then continue to detangle all the way back to the root. Ensure you get to the root. If it's too painful, add some water, add leave-in treatment. Just ensure that you get to the root because it will give it a very sleek look. If it's too painful, you can also decide not to do them that day and give your scalp a break. We continue to do the 3rd flat twist, and it's the same procedure, over and under. One hand is pinching and holding, the other one is separating and bringing it to the other hand, like riding a bicycle. the last part of the flat twist. This is the fourth flat twist that you will be doing. The procedure is the same. Add water to ensure it really helps with the detangling process and it doesn't break your hair. You can also use leave-in treatment if you want. It will also help with the process, or any other kind of styling gel you use. This is the point where you put it. Ensure you really detangle your hair. This is one of the most important parts of a flat twist. Detangle. Take as much time as you need here, even more time than you did with separating the hair, just to ensure you really get into the root of the hair, close to the scalp, because it will make this process much easier. And then it begins again. There's a hand that is pinching and holding, and then there's the other hand which is separating the hair and bringing the remainder of the hair back to the hand, pinching and holding. The more you do it, the better you get at it, and it becomes literally like second nature. So don't give yourself a lot of pressure. I will also give you advice that somebody told me when I started out. If these ones that are like 4 are too hard for you, start with smaller chunks of hair. Don't do big ones that could stress you out. Just start with small and practice. And then also don't try it on a day where you have a very big event and you have something huge coming and that's the day you want to try flat twist. No, you want to practice in a day where you don't have a lot of pressure and you have a lot of time. Just in case it doesn't come out the way you want, you're not frustrated. And that's it. Oh my goodness, it looks so good. It feels so good. You're ready for the day. Look at those yum chunks. I really enjoyed particularly doing this hairstyle, and it really just came out exactly the way I wanted it to. Sometimes one of the lines does not really come out the way you want it to, and it's not really as tight. It's okay. Try it again. Thank you. From my side to yours, with all the love in my heart, have yourself a very cute day. Bye.